Hi, welcome to Learning Audio Visually. Today, we'll learn about a few common human reactions towards cultural differences. With so many different cultures around the world, it is not uncommon for people to feel that people from other cultures sometimes do or say things that might seem strange. In fact, it is even possible for these cultural differences to cause conflicts. This is because, sometimes, having different cultural backgrounds can become an obstacle for being able to communicate with people from other cultures. So that is why it is important to be able to recognize the different reactions you might have when you experience cultural differences. In order to exemplify some of these reactions, let's take a look at a video that Cut.com made about children reacting to world foods.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a fermented soybean.
I know, I just found a dead fish in it. That was gross.
Rejection. This reaction can range from simply disapproving or having disdain towards something, to even being disgusted or feeling repulsed by the cultural difference. This type of reaction also usually implies a judgment of value towards the other culture.
Is that mashed potatoes? Sweet mashed potatoes? It's disgusting.
Why would kids eat that? That's just mean.
Rejecting elements from another culture in this way can also sometimes mean that the person thinks that his or her own culture is better or superior to the other, usually implying that one's own culture is the right way of doing things, and the other person's culture is the one that is wrong or strange. On to our next reaction, ambivalent puzzlement.
It's a peculiar taste.
This reaction is characterized by feeling a sense of bafflement or confusion towards the cultural difference. And this feeling of puzzlement is usually the result of not being able to understand why the person from the other culture is doing what he or she is doing. Although the ambivalent puzzlement reaction could also imply a veiled sense of rejection, it is different from the reaction explained previously in this video. A person that experiences ambivalent puzzlement might reject the cultural difference due to an inability to understand it, not necessarily because the person thinks that the other culture is inferior or wrong. Our next reaction is acceptance, but with an unwillingness to adapt.
No, I would not eat fish in the morning.
This reaction is when the person withholds judgment towards the cultural difference, accepting and respecting it as a valid behavior or way of seeing life. However, at the same time, the person is not willing to participate, partake in, nor emulate such behavior. As an example, imagine a person with a Japanese cultural background visiting France on a business trip. In Japan, it is customary to greet colleagues with a bow, especially if you are in a business setting. In France, on the other hand, it is common to greet others with a form of social kissing called la bise. So a person that is used to the Japanese way of greeting might observe two French colleagues greeting each other with a kiss and might find it very interesting. But accepting and respecting the French custom of social kissing does not mean that the person is necessarily willing to participate in it. On the other hand, in the acceptance with willingness to adapt reaction, the person is open to at least trying, experimenting, or experiencing the different elements of the other culture.
Ugh, what are these?
Sponge cakes.
Old bread.
What's that look like?
I would eat this for lunch most of the time.
People that are open to adapt to cultural differences tend to have harmonious relationships with other cultures. Our last reaction is assimilation, or the desire thereof.
I would rather have this food than what I have at school.
This reaction manifests itself through the act or the desire of incorporating elements of a foreign culture into one's own. This happens when a person prefers some of the behaviors, practices, customs, traditions, or values of the other culture over those of their native culture. All of the reactions we've studied in this video are very normal ways to react towards cultural differences. Likely, every human being has experienced them one way or another when entering into contact with other cultures. Even the ones that have some negative connotation are very common. This is because human beings tend to be more suspicious and wary towards the unknown, while being more open and accepting towards the familiar. But perhaps the most important thing to remember is that each and every one of these reactions are an opportunity for growth and for developing your intercultural awareness. If you ever experience any of the negative reactions, ask yourself what triggered it. If you have a positive reaction, like for example assimilation, Ask yourself what element of your own culture you dislike, to the point that it makes other cultures more appealing than your own. Answering these questions would open the door to improving your ability to communicate with people from other cultures. The content of this video, specifically the 5 categories of reactions explained, are based upon an ongoing research that is being conducted by Javier Salazar, an intercultural communication researcher and teacher currently based in Japan. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments how you have reacted to the cultural differences you have encountered in your life.